Hey everyone, it's Stranger Grayson here. Welcome back to another horror movie review. Today we'll be taking a look at the prequel to John Carpenter's The Thing, and it is actually just exactly titled the same thing, The Thing from 2011. 2011 prequel, um, essentially made to talk about what had happened before MacReady and the American Outpost. And like it says on the cover here, is made from the producers of Dawn of the Dead remake from, I think, 2005. I think that's when that remake came out. Um, Stars Mary Elizabeth Winstead and a couple other people. So yeah, I figured why not go ahead and cover this since I've already done John Carpenter's. Why not go ahead and get this one out of the way too? And now that I'm done with these, or now that I've watched these, maybe I can either finish off the Scream franchise or maybe just do a shorter franchise in the middle. I can do a post about that soon, let you guys decide, but hopefully I get a lot of choices or a lot of votes because um, it's definitely going to be a tough pick for me. So anyway, let's get into the movie. Thing 2011. What is it about? So, like I said, this is made to be a prequel to John Carpenter's The Thing, but honestly, it kind of seems like a reimagining. Not really, because I mean they do tie into it briefly, and they do reference some things. So, movie opens up with these. I think it's like two or three Norwegian guys. I think a few of their names are Lars and Jonas, and I think Peter. I think that's their names. Or is it Olaf? It's either Olaf or Peter. That's the third guy in that little snowmobile that they got. But anyway, they're foraging for something they found in the ice. They're like this Norwegian Antarctic research team. Well, once they get right on top of it, the ice breaks through and the snowmobile falls in, but not all the way. They're still alive because we need them for the movie. And they've discovered this huge alien spaceship. So they need help, and we cut to Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who's playing a character named Katie, or Kate, not Katie, Kate. And her other partner worker, his name's Adam. He actually works for this guy named uh, Dr. Sanders. He's part of the Norwegian research team. That's how he gets Adam and Kate to come along and help them research. So not everybody in here is Norwegian. So they get to the research site, and then we come across a couple more characters. We get introduced to, I think his name's Edgard. I think that's his name. And then we also get introduced to a couple of American pilots. I believe their names are Carter and Gary. I think that's one of their names. Not Gary, but it starts with a G. There's a lot of characters to keep track of. But anyway, so we get introduced to them, and they are transporting the alien creature that they found that's in like this block of ice. And if you can remember, when you watched John Carpenter's The Thing, there was a block of ice that MacReady and Copper came across. So they deliver it. Everything seems cool. You know, the scientists and everybody, they're doing their dance and having a good old time. Well, one of the American pilots, they go out to use the restroom, and then they hear something coming in from the little shed that they put the block of ice. Well, the alien got unthawed and it burst through. So they go looking for it. One of them gets killed. But then they come to realize that, just like the first movie, this thing is imitating other life forms and copying them to their exact DNA, everything. So Kate becomes our main character for most of the movie, and she starts deducing who is real and who is not, and it goes downhill from there pretty quick. And yeah. So The Thing from 2011, I gotta say, I had mixed expectations going into this because, I mean, you can't top the, excellence of the Thing, John Carpenter's. I don't think you really could, even if you tried, just because at the time and just the practical effects now, they stand out to me, honestly. I don't know if that's for everybody, but to me, those practical effects stand out pretty well. Uh, I mean, I thought the cast was decent, but I gotta be honest, this movie is so overly loaded with CGI. It's not even funny. Like, I'm pretty sure this is what killed the movie. I know some behind the scenes history, they were using practical effects for um, some of the uh, kills and just the way the monster looks. They were using practical effects, but I guess the studio said that practical effects were outdated. They needed to use CGI and everything. Well, that turned out to not go so well. So I think this is what kind of led to the movie's negative reception. Uh, and honestly, while I did say there was a few good characters, the rest of them are kind of forgettable, especially Colin. Um, and the way they tie in to the original, like John Carpenter's, it really feels forced at some points, especially when, like the axe in the door that McCready finds. They explained that. I don't think we needed an explanation for that. But, and just, I don't know. It's just something about it seemed really forced to me. The kills were decent, but like I said, the CGI just was really overloaded. And I don't think that it looked all that well, even now. Well, especially now, but back then, I don't even think it looked well. When you get towards the ending and they start to explain how, you know, to lead into John Carpenter's The Thing, I will say, I think the way they led into it was amazing. I'm not going to tell you how. If you've watched the original, you might start to guess how, but I think that tied into it pretty well. And if you were to watch this before you watch John Carpenter's The Thing, then I think that would pretty much spoil the whole movie. So if you want to watch, if you were to watch these in a certain order, I would definitely say watch John Carpenter's first, because I think if you go in there with no history of the monster or of the thing, the alien, and just no history of what's going on with the backstory, I think you'll have a lot more better experience than those who watch this movie first. That being said, though, I don't think this movie is bad. It just got plagued with studio interference and just terrible CGI. The writing was not all that good for some of the characters. Um, Decent body count. I think there's like one or two more kills higher than John Carpenter's, but for movies like this, you don't really need a high body count. You just need that suspense and the paranoia, which this one I think kind of doesn't really do all that well. It's not a bad movie, but it's just one that I was kind of disappointed on and probably won't be going back to for a while. Definitely would watch John Carpenter's over this, but it's not a bad film. I'd definitely watch this over Silent Night, Deadly Night 3. Don't even get me started. So, anyway, I believe that's all I got to say about The Thing prequel from 2011. Solid film. I think you'll enjoy it if you like John Carpenter's. But like I said, watch that one first before you watch this. But it was a decent movie. If I'd rate it on a scale of 1 to 5, I'd give it about a 3.5. It's not terrible. It's just not great. So that's really all I can say about this. Uh, but I do think some of the performances are highly well. You'll know Mary Elizabeth Winstead from Final Destination 3, and she was in another horror movie too, but I forgot what that one was. I'd have to go back and look. I'm pretty sure she's in Scott Pilgrim versus the World too. I think she's in that. She plays like the girlfriend or whatever, the love interest. But anyway, I'm getting off track. Thing, 2011, 3 out of 5 stars. I'd recommend, but you know, you don't have to watch it. It's a decent film. So that has been my review on The Thing from 2011. What are your all's thoughts on the prequel? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Let me know down in the comment section down below. Love to hear your thoughts. There's a spine in the back cover. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next review. And like I said, please check out the community tab. I'll try to post something there soon, and definitely get back to me or vote on there, or maybe I could come up with something. I don't know. I'll think about it. So, but if you do see a community post with a voting option, please vote. So, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and God bless. Have a great rest of your week.